Hi, Founder fans. Jason here, and today's Founder is Trivia. Welcome to Friday, where we play trivia once a week, every week. Hi, Paul Revere. Thank you for coming. Everyone's showing up as people are rolling in, getting ready for a grand old fun time. Let's do that trivia. Let me know if there's any problems with the sound or anything. Obviously, every time Dr. Jane Calvert shows up, I have a problem with my sound. I think I know what happened. Sorry about that. Dr. Calvert has agreed to come back. There's a lot of things we want to talk about over the next little while, so I'm looking extremely forward to having her return. Hi, Ginger. Thank you, everyone, for coming. As people are rolling in here, let's get ready to do that trivia. We're going to have a fun time. It's Friday night, so we're taking it easy. Don't want to get waiting for people to show up, but also don't want to waste your guys' time. But a big thank you to everyone who supports this channel on Patreon, helps me offset some of these costs. If you guys want to help support the channel, definitely check out my Patreon page on the link below. Enough about that. Why don't we get in here and do some of our warm-up questions? So we're going to pop over here, and I already got it up, and yeah, I made it red instead of light blue. I feel like it looks better next to me over there. Tell me what you think. And question number one, again, we got these cards, and this is from one of these What Happened Here trivia cards I got about the American Revolution. And this one is, what happened in Paris, France on September 3rd, 1783? Let me know what you think, guys. Let's see who gets it right. What happened in Paris, France on September 3rd, 1783? I'll have you notice that it's in the 1700s. And I'm waiting. Everyone's joining us. Hi, guys. First question's on the board. We're just getting warmed up here with what I think is a fairly easy one, though perhaps not. It's okay if you don't know. I don't want to belittle you. I certainly do a lot of research, and what I consider easy might not be easy for everyone else. Ginger, with the Treaty of Paris, let me ask you, Ginger, who's in your picture? Your thumbnail is very small in my picture. Paul Revere's, I understand, is Paul Revere, I would assume, but I can't tell who is in your picture. And if anyone else wants to answer, you're out of time. The September 3rd, 1783 was the signing, as Ginger points out, of the Treaty of Paris, which I will point out, the Battle of Yorktown was October of 1781, so it's almost an entire 2-year period between the end of the war, the unofficial end, the victory at Yorktown, and the actual signing of the Treaty of Paris. With Ben Franklin, John Jay, and John Adams. Henry Lawrence was there too, but didn't sign the document. And then it's still another until the following January when it comes back to the America and the treaty's actually ratified. So therefore, the war actually technically ends when America ratifies it, which is a month after Washington resigns his commission. Fun facts. Anyone popping in? All right, let's get in here. Oh, whoopsie daisy. I'm going to do it right. I got this new sweet trivia setup, and I forgot to be like, whammy, there's the answer. Okie do. Let's move on to the next question here. And the next question is, must all congressional districts be the same size? Again, this is a Constitution card. So these questions are not all American Revolution based, but the Constitution's American Revolution, so we'll go with it. Must all congressional districts be the same size? My pick is cropped from an 18th century painting. Yeah, but who's in that 18th century painting? I want to say John Singleton Copley, but that doesn't make sense because he was an artist. Anyway, which we're going to talk a little bit about John Singleton Copley on Sunday when we do our weekly wrap up. Make sure you come there. Must all congressional districts be the same size? Waiting to hear what you guys think. Stalling a little bit. Everyone seems to be rolling in slowly. Troy's usually here bright and early. That's okay. I'm sure he'll show up a little bit later. If not, he can't make it every week. That's going to happen. Any guesses? I got 3 of you here. At least 3 people playing right now. Hey, James, how's it going? Population or area size? Well, that's a great question. Must all congressional districts be the same size? I'm going to give you a little hint. They're talking about based on population. Although I should say both. Answer both, James. Thank you for coming. Thank you for playing. Let me know what you think. Stalling for time a little bit. See if anyone throws it out. At least James is curious in answering. You guys are slow today. Usually you guys are answering questions. Misfit saying no, that all congressional districts do not have to be the same size. Well, I'm going to put out a little bit of a surprising answer here. The answer is yes. And I'll give you a little bit of this very lengthy answer they give. Yes, however, for many years, state legislatures gave more representation to large, sparsely populated districts than to small, heavily populated districts. So they actually used to favor the larger districts a little bit. In Baker v. Carr, 1962, the Supreme Court ruled that all legislative districts must be equal in population on the grounds that qualified voters were no more or less so because they lived in cities or farms. So they actually used to weigh it towards farmers, but not since the 60s. Now we're all the same. All right, guys, thank you for coming. Thank you for playing. We're going to put a hold on the trivia cards for a second. We're going to pop over here to do our fun little Sporkle game. So for those of you who are new, this is our warm-up game. At the end, we're going to name 243 American founders if we can this week. But we're going to start off with this game where we are going to try and attempt to name the U.S. founding fathers who were prominent military commanders during the American Revolution. When I asked for an answer, it didn't say it had to be the correct one. No, it's all right. Answers are answers, Misfit. You're right. So as soon as I see someone type in a prominent military figure in the American Revolution, I'm going to hit go because I'm about 5 seconds ahead of you, so I want to give you guys a fair shake. I'll give you a hint. The commander-in-chief of the Continental Army. It's a pretty good hint. As soon as I see a name come in, I'm going to start typing. There it is. Ginger coming out with Washington. Let's see. Can we name 96 different prominent leaders of the American Revolution? Washington, I am certain, is a name that works. And there it is. We're looking for major generals and brigadier generals mostly. Oh, we actually got two. I want to give a big shout out to William Washington. I believe a nephew of the president. Maybe a cousin. Let's see. We got James with Knox. Knox has got to be an answer. Absolutely. Representing Massachusetts, the major general. Lafayette, which, believe it or not, is still a name I struggled spelling. All right. Absolutely. Okay, just 96 more. We're on a roll. Greene. Absolutely, James. Greene is one of the most important generals of the American Revolution. I like to argue that the American Revolution was won because of certain decisions made in the final year by Nathaniel Greene. Don't come at me. That's a pretty hot take, but it's fine. Anyone else? We got lots of generals here. I will also note that down here we have Commander-in-Chief of the Continental Navy, naval officers, midnight riders, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, and one Continental spy, who I think we talked about recently. Some of these are fairly famous names. So any names you guys have in your head, you're not naming a lot. I know I've thrown some of you off because when we do our big, Ginger Revere. Yeah, Paul Revere is definitely going to be one of those midnight riders. There are two other guys who helped him out. Misfits. James. Yes, Alexander Hamilton's name, I think, should be on here. Yes, absolutely. He ends up being a major general years later after the Revolutionary War, technically, but we'll give it to him. All right, Arnold. Great answer. An American hero. Oh, they don't count Arnold. That's not acceptable. He certainly was a major general eventually. Talmadge. Talmadge was a colonel or a major. So although he was Prescott and Dawes were midnight riders, absolutely. William Prescott also important. This is not an all-encompassing list, James. That's a great answer, but and for some reason William Dawes and Samuel Prescott make the cut. What was his name? Talmadge was only a major. He wasn't really a leader during the war. We know now that he was a leader of the spy ring, but we didn't really know that for about 150 years. So, he didn't get credit at the time, though I don't think William Dawes got that much credit. Steuben. Absolutely. Major General Steuben from Prussia, who was an extremely important asset to the revolutionaries. All right, we're about 3 minutes in. I'm a little surprised you guys aren't ripping off names like usual. Again, we usually do our big list of legislators in the American Revolution at the end, and I know we don't want to burn through names and forget them later, but usually a lot of the generals and military leaders aren't involved with that. Let's see. Putnam, great. Putnam is definitely an answer. Putnam. I don't think... Oh, Putnam is two answers. I don't think Jay... Yeah, so Jay, technically, as governor in the 1790s, would have been head of the militia, but that was after the war ends. Montgomery, definitely a martyr to the cause. Absolutely. Speaking of martyrs to the cause, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, there's a certain doctor in Massachusetts. Gates, absolutely. He was a very high-ranking general who was disgraced the second time he should have been. Not a big Gates fan over here. There's also another person I'm not a big fan of, um, who was also taken prisoner. Warren, there it is, Misfit. Absolutely, Dr. Joseph Warren was essentially the leader until he was martyred just weeks before Washington showed up to take over the army. Mifflin, good one, Ginger. Oh, I guess not. Mifflin, Mifflin was huge in Pennsylvania. Lee, there it is. Charles Lee, absolutely. Thank you, Ms. Davidson. Good answer. No, I'm a little surprised. It's a great answer. Instead of David, I don't even want to say because I don't know if he's on the list, but a Richie. Is that too much of a hint? Let's see. What do we got here? Okay, Kentucky. One of the big founders of Kentucky. When you think of Kentucky history, there is one name that usually comes to everyone's mind. That is probably who this is, though now that I'm saying it out loud, maybe it's not. Oh, Duportal, Misfit, good one. Absolutely. He was at least an engineer. Yeah, okay, so he was named a major general. Duportal is a good one. Major general from New York. His daughters are wildly famous right now. Like absolutely ridiculously famous for, I don't want to say unimportant people in the revolution, but actually I will say I spoke about the daughters when I talked about Sarah Livingston Jay earlier this week. She was friends with these daughters who are now, again, wildly famous. There it is, Ginger. Schuyler, exactly. Oh, well, I guess he's the New York down here, but yes. Philip Schuyler, their father, was the number 2, or I guess 3 ranking major general for the first half of the war. An extraordinarily important part of winning the American Revolution. Excuse me. We got 7 minutes left. Who else can I give hints? New Jersey, that's tough. Morgan, that is the Kentucky guy, I think. No, Virginia. Okay, they did down here. They did give him credit in Virginia. So again, Kentucky, the founder of Kentucky, Clinton. Clinton definitely has to be on here. That's right. So George Clinton was governor of. It's very strange. He was governor. Sullivan, we just got, Misfit. You put it in twice to make sure it's down here. I got it. I saw you. Because he was with Clinton. That's why you put them together. So James Clinton did work with Sullivan in the Sullivan-Clinton campaign across upstate New York. George Clinton was governor of New York, James's brother. It's very strange because he was technically commander-in-chief of all of New York's militia. Anyone popping in, we're naming generals. We're naming officers, important military men in the American Revolution. Send me a name. We got plenty to go. But George Clinton was governor. He was technically commander-in-chief of the New York State Militia, but also a brigadier general in that same militia. And I think it's funny because not even a major general. Rochambeau, if that's how you spell it. I think Rochambeau was right. You know what? I am going to put Lincoln because, yes, Benjamin Lincoln was very important. Rochambeau. I'm just going to spell it. No, it's Rochambeau. I am never going to spell that name. But when we get it wrong at the end, we will consider it correct because we definitely named it right. Let's see. Bradford, good one. Bradford. Oh, you know what? Bradford was in the French and Indian War. He was associated with the British. I know he was friendly with George Washington, or Washington kind of worked for him, but he ends up not being a patriot. I don't remember if he actually survives. I don't know if he passed away before the Revolution, but he certainly is not one of those. Yes, Kosciuszko. Oh, okay. I still don't know how to spell it. Grassi, they should count him. He's French, but they should. Grassi, no, I guess not. I'm a little surprised. There are naval officers. There is William Brad. I'll type it in again. I know, apparently not. I guess being a number 2. If he was an assistant, William Bradford. I see. Assistant was usually a major in the war. And this particular list is not an exhaustive one. It's a great, a great guess James, but yeah, Jones. There it is. John Paul Jones. Absolutely, Misfit. That's what I was looking for. The other naval officers are tough. We have spoken about them in the past. I know when Michael Troy came and hung out for that one time, we talked about one of them. We also have this Continental spy. He had a really famous line that he probably didn't actually say, but has been attributed to him by his friend Benjamin Talmadge when he was hung for being a spy right at the beginning of the war. Yeah, I'm going to try and get rid of these advertisements. I need to buy the non-advertisement one. I'm not sure why they're advertising me women's spandex. I can assure you I've Googled nothing that makes them want to give it to me. Hell, there it is, everyone. Nathan Hale. Well played. I did get Lincoln. I'll type it in again just to make sure. But yeah, we did get Lincoln. Yeah, Hale. All right, everyone got it. All right, I gave enough hints at that point. Let's see. North Carolina. We got Morgan. If Daniel Morgan is the Swamp Fox, Ward. That's absolutely right, Misfit. Ward. Not only Artemus Ward, who was really Major General before. Oh yeah. Artemus Ward. Okay, okay. Artemus Ward was Major General basically before George Washington showed up. He just took over when everything happened after Lexington and Concord. And they needed someone in charge for 2 months. He was basically already in charge when that happened. St. Clair is probably right because he had a famous defeat later. Commander-in-Chief of the Continental Navy was brother of a Declaration of Independence signer. The one that I like, who had the shaky hand because he was old and had palsy. And he said, "My hand trembles, but my heart does not." So if you know his last name. Another hint is there's another guy with the same name, except it has son at the end. So it's this guy's last name plus son. Moultrie's a good answer. I was just wearing my Moultrie flag shirt yesterday. Okay, we're doing good on the major generals. Over here, state militia commanders. Again, this is actually the guy from Kentucky I was talking about. He's like kind of a legend. Sometimes people forget he's a real person and think he's just a legend, but I assure you he's a real person. Lexington. And a guy who fought with Benedict Arnold when they took Ticonderoga. That guy from Ticonderoga. I think the gentleman who helped with the Battle of Bennington should also be here. Trying to give you guys hints. I mean, we're a third of the way there. Generals are hard for me too. Before I started Founder of the Day, I was never that into military history. Of course, as I always say on the channel, I've learned a lot about it so that I can do it justice when I'm speaking to you here, of course. Yeah, Ticonderoga. I think Ticonderoga. What kind of Connecticut? This guy was martyred. I'm having trouble giving hints about the generals, which should be easy. I should just be like this battle or that battle. We got about a minute left. If anyone wants to pile them on. Maybe this one was too tough. I thought it would be all right. Parson, that's a good guess. Samuel Holden Parsons? Yes, Parsons with an S, Misfit. Good guess. He was actually the son of Silas Deane, who would... Oh, Sumter. All right. We're pulling him out at the end. Thomas Sumter, great job. We're making a run for it. Can we get up to 35? That'd be fun. Georgia. Okay, this guy, Heath is definitely a correct answer. The guy who shot Button Gwinnett in a duel. Signer Button Gwinnett was the first signer of the Declaration to die because he was shot by this guy. Who then went on to be pretty important to the American cause, especially on the Western theater. And we're running low on time. I'm going to get ready in case anyone throws one out at the very last second. Coudray, good answer. Oh man, it's on there. I couldn't get it in. And I'm not going to really harp on all these names. Ethan Allen was the one I was talking about with Benedict Arnold. Daniel Boone is the one from Kentucky I kept trying to reference and didn't know how. Daniel Boone. Heck, some of these names I don't even recognize. Edward Hand. Oh, we spoke about recently with Mr. Price. Robert Howell's a good one. Lachlan McIntosh is the one who shot in a duel, a signer of the Declaration of Independence. William Smallwood, Adam Stevens. Yeah. So John Stark is the one from Bennington I was trying to reference. I'm looking for Kudre. Oh, they're in alphabetical order. Rogers Clark. Essex Hopkins. He's the one whose brother signed the Declaration of Independence. And then there's Gustavus Corningham that we talked about recently with Mr. Troy. Great. So that was a lot of fun. I'm going to bring you back up here, and we're going to get rid of this old question. Who's ready for more actual trivia questions? That one was a little tough. That was a little tougher than I expected to be, especially because there's only a few of us playing today. For whatever reason, everyone is not here. Not that I'm complaining, but it certainly made it a little more tough with less people, didn't it? We'll wait and see what we do at the end when we're naming names. So, next question. True or false? Shipbuilding was, I have the card here. Shipbuilding and fishing were important industries for the southern colonies. True or false? This card is based around the 13 colonies, pretty wide open there. And for whatever reason, they wrote it sideways on this one instead of up and down. James coming in with false. Very interesting answer. Ginger coming in with true. Just as interesting. Misfit, waiting on you. Any answer? Got a guess? And Ginger, I don't think you answered me yet. Exactly who it is in your picture. And I noted, Misfit, I did see that you changed your answer. So I'm going to know how you changed your picture. Fair enough. I am going to go with false. The card says false. Shipbuilding and fishing definitely took place in the South, but they were more important to the northern and especially not just Boston, but Providence and Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and Maine. Although Maine was part of Massachusetts, just off the side. Oh, you just grabbed it. Okay, you don't have to answer me. I was just curious. But yeah, shipbuilding and fishing, because they used the timber from the woods in New Hampshire and Maine to construct ships as lumber for ships, and fisheries were important really off the coast of like Nova Scotia in Canada. In fact, that would be important not only in the Treaty of Paris, but the one thing that was really accomplished in the Jay Treaty in 1794 was getting the rights and stop having the ships attacked when they were fishing off the coast of Canada. So let's hang out with the next question. Question number 4. Which colony was furthest south? I'll give you a hint. Don't love the answer to this question. Which colony was furthest south? I should probably make that a little bigger. Oh, and I've changed the size of a different one. Whoopsie daisy. Trying to make that bigger for you so you can see it. Now I made it too big and it doesn't fit. That's why I should do a better job preparing, shouldn't I? Shouldn't I? Georgia. James coming out with Georgia. And I'm going to say right now that is actually what the card says. Georgia, you are correct. The furthest south colony that joined the revolution was Georgia. But the furthest south British colony on the continent of North America was East Florida. Florida was East and West Florida. It was just been taken over by the Spanish at the end of the French and Indian War, was technically British, did not join the cause because there was, I don't want to say there was no one living there. The Seminole Native Americans were living there, but there was no other, and I forgot to pop up the answer. The Seminole Native Americans were living there, but it was very hard for people to do a lot in Florida. It was a swampy, mosquito-ridden mess, and not a lot of people wanted to live there. But let's move on. Let's go to the next question. Question number the 5th. Williamsburg was the capital of which colony? Now, I am going to say that the card actually is more specific in its question, but it's a little too specific. I thought it would be a little more challenging if we didn't give any more hints than just which colony. There were only 13 of them, so your chances are pretty good. Anyone popping in, let us know. What do you think? What is the capital? Williamsburg was the capital of which colony? That's definitely a guess there. I don't know. Is the right guess can throw in? Ginger with Virginia? Everyone with Virginia? That's because it is the right guess. I'm just messing with you, James. Absolutely. Virginia said is the Williamsburg was the capital of which southern colony? And I'm like, come on. That's a little much. Why don't we move right along here, though? Because I'm having fun. I sure hope you are, too. Which of the... I should probably have that questions right here. Oh, popping up here. Getting a little bit of... Oh, having a little trouble. Sorry, guys. Hopefully you can hear me. Which of the following was not one of the 13 colonies? Delaware, Rhode Island, or Tennessee? Which was not one of the 13 colonies? Delaware, Rhode Island, or Tennessee? We'll end shortly unless is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. All right. Well, that's not great. Don't know why. Open widget. I'm guessing you guys can't really see what I'm doing right now. Again, not sure why. Usually not a problem. Let's see. I'm going to stop. Everyone popping in? Am I back on? All right. I think we're back. My encoder is sending data faster than real time. I'm sorry if you guys are watching me read this and it's not working. I am doing my best. Oh boy. Oh boy. I sure hope I'm streaming. If not, I apologize. I see people popping in. Anyway, let's get on with it. The answer is Tennessee. I sure hope you guys can see this. The YouTube is telling me I'm sending internet too good to them. I'm good. All right. Thank you, Paul Revere. Sorry for anyone who came in right when I was doing that and got screwed up. But yes, the answer is Tennessee. Thank you so much for letting me know, Paul Revere, because YouTube's telling me I'm like sending too much information. Okay. Whoopsie daisy. You had to refresh. All right. So I actually stopped the stream and started again. So good to know that solved the problem. I apologize to the one person who bounced out on us. Any hoozle. Thank you guys for coming. The answer was Tennessee. Why don't we move on to the next question and pretend that never happened? What are we? What did the cities of Boston, Charleston, and New York have that made them important? What did the cities of Boston, Charleston, and New York have that made them so important? It's a question. Now, I will note that you're the two live streamer with the same problem tonight. On the second, oh, really? Then, okay, good. It must be YouTube. Hey, Lauren, thanks for coming. Just in time for me to screw up my stream. Okay, and it's telling me that I'm good now, so... Thank you, Misfit. I mean, sometimes YouTube has its things. And yes, the answer is, as you guys are saying, ports. It says harbors or ports. And I like Lauren's answer, deep ports. That's actually really important because there were ports in places like Philadelphia, but that you had to go up the river a little bit. So to have the deep ports meant the biggest, baddest ships could get in. Let's chug on right along. Before the war, each colony had its own governor. How were most governors chosen? Most of the colonial governors, how were they chosen? Again, not all of them, and I will elaborate a little bit on that once we get some answers in. Oh, thanks for liking, guys. Wow, I guess I just have to have a terrible stream, and everyone just hits like as soon as the stream is terrible. Again, before the Revolutionary War started, how did most of the colonies choose their governors? Very interesting answer. We got a royal appointments by their wealth. Very Ashley. Ashley, there it is. Hi, Ashley. Welcome to the team. We're just running through some of the trivia. You just missed my horrible lag, but we're all good now. All right, and the answer to question number 8 is royal appointment. Yes, they were appointed by the King of Great Britain, aka the King of England. Now, I will say some of them were chosen by some colonies were chartered, by which I mean basically corporations. And the boards that owned the colonies would choose the governor running it. But by that mostly changed by the time the Revolutionary War breaks out. And at that point, it's almost completely royal appointment because the king's got things to do. Oh, I wish I had a nap today, Ashley. I am envious of that. Okay, now, question. Oh, we're done with this card. We are moving on to back to the What Happened Here card. There we go. And this one is in upstate New York. What happened at Oriskany Creek, New York, on August 6th, 1777? What happened at Oriskany Creek, August 16th, 1777? And I actually have an addendum I added to the card. So once I see some answers rolling in, because I know how these go. When I asked a what happened here question and no one knows, you just kind of add the word battle to it. So I'm assuming you guys will just say the Battle of Oriskany Creek, which I'm giving it away. There it is. Ashley called it. Nailed it. Now, here's the addendum question. Is what famous founder died at the Battle of Oriskany Creek? Ooh, or died from wounds sustained at Oriskany Creek in upstate New York. Really one of the only founders from like what we now consider upstate. Back then it was like if you went to upper Manhattan Island, you were upstate. But now what we consider actual upstate New York, one of the founders. So if anyone knows who was killed, loyalists and indigenous forces ambushed the Americans. Yeah, that's essentially exactly what the card says on the back. It wasn't an ambush. It's usually called the Battle of Oriskany Creek. Since no one's coming out with it, I am going to let you know the name. Nicholas Herkimer. There is a Herkimer County in New York now. He was a brigadier general in the state militia, or technically the county militia at that point. He was shot during the battle, and his men propped him up on a tree where he lit a pipe, smoked a pipe, bleeding from his leg while he still instructed his men during the battle. He refused to be removed from the scene, and then unfortunately they did try and amputate his leg, and he died about a week later. So sad ending to a, American hero. Let's get rid of that and go on to our last question before we go on to our big rock and rooter thing. Your mom was born in Herkimer. Well, your mom was born not far from me. I'm about an hour from there. It's in my wife's coverage zone for her job. Nice place. Couldn't spell. It's all right. Spelling's not important. Not here. Last question. This is one of these Constitution cards. Again, doesn't have to necessarily be American Revolution, but it's related. Who can be impeached, and in what court can they be tried? We learned a lot about impeachment in this country in the last few years, so I'm hoping a few of you guys can get it. Who can be impeached is not as tough as it sounds, but also not as simple as it sounds. Wow, that's the worst hint I've ever given. You are not welcome for that hint. It is not as simple as you might think, but it's also pretty general. Who can be impeached, and in what court are they tried? And that's the tricky part. That's the fun part. So if I'm waiting for an answer here, I'm going to stall as best I can. Maybe take a sip of water. Ooh, it's going to be super, super tasty. Okay, got two of the same answer. Let's see. Okay, so waiting to see if anyone else pops in. I'm assuming Ashley's going to pop in with a question mark at the end. Generally, when you take your time like this, you're usually not positive. President and VP, and you assume the Supreme Court. So here's what's interesting is any officer of the federal government can be impeached for high crimes and misdemeanors. I just wrote about John Pickering the other day. So justices, and it's not necessarily just in Congress. Everyone in Congress and the House, and the House of Representatives and the Senate can be impeached. The president, VP, any justice, and all the way down. So like you could be a justice on a very low level federal court and still be impeached. Also, the court is not actually the Supreme Court. So when you get impeached, the House of Representatives impeaches someone, and then they send articles of impeachment, as we've learned a lot recently, to the Senate. And the United States Senate is actually the court that does the impeaching. And so long as the person being impeached is not the vice president, essentially the chair of that is the vice president is the justice for a day who oversees it, which is fun. It was actually Aaron Burr. I believe it was not long after he dueled Alexander Hamilton, was still vice president during the impeachment of Samuel Chase, and by all accounts, he did a very good job. I forgot to there's that, the trials in the Senate. Great job, guys. That's a lot of fun, and we're there. It's time. You know what time it is. It is time for us to attempt to name everyone in the world. So, for those of you who have not played this game before, we are going to attempt to name, and you know what, I'm going to zoom in a little bit on it. We are going to attempt to name 243 members of the legislative branch of the American Revolution. From all the colonies, legislators. Now, it is not all-encompassing. It is not everyone ever in the Continental Congress. It is, as it says at the top, anyone who signed an important document, went to the First Continental Congress, signed a document, or was a member of the inaugural House of Representatives or United States Senate. Last week, if I'm not mistaken, we got, 208? So, let's see. We can do this. I'm hoping we can get 220 this week. I want to answer Misfit's question real quick. So, impeachment can never be successful. It seems pointless because it's never successful. It actually can be successful. Under the Jefferson administration, Samuel Chase, no, that was unsuccessful. But I just published an article, and we're going to talk about this in the weekly wrap-up on Sunday, actually. Judge John Pickering of New Hampshire started losing his mental facilities, and he was impeached during the Jefferson administration, and successfully impeached. And we will talk about this next week, but it was questionable if he really committed a crime or misdemeanor when he was simply losing his mind, but he made some really poor decisions on the bench, and that was his crime. But so yes, they can be successful, and truthfully, it's not supposed to be easy. You know, you don't want, as it says in the Declaration of Independence, governments should not be removed for, quote, light and transient causes. One of my favorite quotes of the Declaration, of which there are many. So, I'm ready when you are. I'm ready to, you guys start naming the big six, and I'm going to start typing. So I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Super ready. I'm not going to let you guys get too far ahead of me. I actually switched my screens, so there's less. Oh, no, James, it's not fair to give me a whole bunch of ones. Gary, Franklin, Burr. Nope, not Burr. He was in the executive. Adams, Hamilton, Bourne, Washington. Yeah, let's not forget the big six. That'll be real embarrassing at the end. Schuyler, Harvey, Adams. Did we do? Yes, we did. Hamilton, we did. Jay, absolutely. Muhlenberg, got it. Jefferson, thank you, Ginger. Oh, if I spell it right, Jefferson. Franklin, I think we did. Yes. Vining, absolutely. Madison, Monroe. I just talked about Vining the other day, actually, because we keep bringing his name up here. Hancock, Good, Hugh, Collins, Martin, Payne, Hughes. Great. Dana. All right, there's 6 of us right now. Floyd, so it might be a little tougher. Van, Rensselaer. Yes, we need the Van. Thank you for remembering. It's your page. Coates. Nope. Coatesworth something. Bourne. Must have done that. Rutledge. Stanton. Good one. Giles. Pendleton. Sumter. Hopkins. Walker, Giles. Wow, you guys are on the same. It's interesting the names that you guys come up with at about the same time every week. Hopkinson, Williams, Izzard, Williams, and maybe a Williams with an addendum. Griffin, Whipple, Sinnickson, Vining. Thank you for waiting, Miss. I still got to write about him. I'll have to do that this week. I'm sorry, I know I keep saying that, but there's so many people coming up. Mifflin, I think we did Mifflin. Ward, Rober, Joe, Penn, DeHart, but there's another one without the D. Morris, Carol, Jennifer, Humphreys, Pinkney, Wright, Williamson, Stone, Clark. We did Martin. Parker, Chase, McHenry. We just did Floyd. Hopkinson. I think we did Hemsley. Is that one? No. Nice one, though. Sylvester. Oh, you guys got ahead of me. All right, you did it. You got ahead of me. You ran away from me. It's fine. It's fine. Go back up. Sylvester was not one. Hooper. Don't know about Alexander. Oh, yeah, William Alexander. No, he was a general, so it's a great guess, James, but he was not involved in the early legislative part of the revolution. But, yeah, Lord Sterling is definitely a good guess. Henry. Lawrence. Hart. There it is, Misfit. Elmer. Gary, I think we did. All right, Lawrence. There are a bunch. There are other spellings. Nope, went down to the bottom. Oh, man. Okay. Rutledge. No, we did that already. Gadsden, of course. Stevens. Wait. Stevens? Okay, I tried. Klingon. There it is. Morris. I think we did. Morton. Rush. Harrison. See, you guys did Rush again, like at almost the same time. Okay, let's do Dana. Biddle. Anyone popping in? We are just naming members of the legislative branch of the American Revolution. Thank you for coming. And give me some names. Anyone popping in right now? We just need names. Borum is Borum. Anyone who was involved with legislating the American Revolution. Huntington, the first U.S. Senate, first House of Representatives. Broome, Lloyd. We are trying to name 243 people, so we can use all the help that we can get. Oh, where's, oh, wow. Oh, you guys are way ahead of me. Okay. Let's see. We got Law. Nope. Oh, man, I can't type today. Tillman. I just can't type today. Tillman. Few. Penn we did. Chase we did. Gun. There's a Gunning. Gunning's the first name, actually, with, what's the last name? Sherman. Lynch. Brown. Nice. We'll go with Dean. Absolutely. Silas. Johnson. Anything sounds exactly like Johnson, but with an extra letter. Drayton. Sumter. It's Sumter. No P. Oh, and he was in the war. Okay. Hughes. Dayton. Absolutely. Mifflin. Did we get? Oh, we didn't. Lee. That's a bunch of them. Paca. Oh, is that Ross? Yes, Ross. Scrolling down to catch up to you guys. Lewis, that's at least two. Galloway, absolutely. Dickinson. Blount. Morris, we did. Livingston, oh, of course. Dean. Silas, we just did, I think. Bland is at least one. Foster is at least two. Morton, we did. Payne, we must have done. Okay, oh. Oh, man. Oh, you guys are way ahead of me. Okay, Bassett. Page, did we do? We did, but Parker, I don't think we did. Ross, we just did. Coles, that's a good one. Cushing, classic. Paca, keep doing. Carroll, we did. Clymer, Ellsworth, look out for him tomorrow. He's tomorrow's founder of the day. Bloodworth, Griffin, Wadsworth. Let's see, I gotta scroll down. There was one more Worth. When you go somewhere, when you've already gone somewhere, you've Blankworth. Reed. That's one Reed. Okay, I got both. Tucker. Dwayne. Thatcher. Hudson. The other Reed. It's Hudson. I'm going to help you out with a T, Ginger. Walker. Smith. Yep. Scudder, the doctor who died in battle. Bedford. There it is. Gunning Bedford. Thank you, Misfit. Scroll down to, oh my god, you guys are so far ahead of me. There we go. I will catch up. I got 13 more minutes to catch up. Grayson, Bedford, yes, we got it. Good one, yes. Steel, Stone, did we do? Yeah. Dayton, I think we did. Just make sure. Stockton, Matthews, one T with an S. Okay, Herkimer. Good one, Lauren, but no, he dies. Taylor, Wilson, scroll down. I made a change and now this is smaller. That's not a good idea. Ward, Ward. We must have already done Ward because he signed the Declaration. Nelson. Marchant is at least 2. Pierce. Yes. Alsop. Fun. Aesop, I think it's pronounced. I wanted to name one of my kids Aesop. That didn't happen. Love to have an ace running around the house. Wolcott. Dalton. Yes. Clark. Did we do Clark? Must have gotten Clark. Nelson. Must have gotten Nelson. Okay. Catching up. Catching up. John. Oh, man. Bounce down. Bounce down. Oh, man. You guys are rocking it right now. Okay. Johnson. John Stun. There it is. Brown. We did. Walton. Did we do? Nope. Butler. Great. Humphreys. Did we do? Yeah, we did. King. Good one. McClurg. Wentworth. There it is, Ashley. You like that hit, huh? Oh, it just Wentworth. You didn't went there. You went there. Okay. Whipple. Oh, man. I went there. How's that? How's that? Okay. Whipple. Ginger, it's Gilman. But nice. Nice. That's a good one to remember. Really important for New Hampshire. And important, actually, in the war, too. Hancock, we must have done. Grayson, I think we did. Black, I don't think so. Giles, oh, my new position hurts my hands. My new setup. I'm in a bad spot. White, counts. Norton, you guys really want me to type Brown again. Madison, okay, we must have gotten him. We might have left out someone from the Big Six. No, I think we got the Big Six, but I think there's a president we left out. Jackson, absolutely. Mason, Morton, we've done a few times. Izzard, I think we did, yeah. Fitzsimmons, absolutely. Monroe, there it is. You actually already answered that question, didn't you, Misfit? I'm behind you. I'm sorry. Some of my hints are behind. Monroe, Goldsboro, Goldsboro. Oh, it's quite a name, but it works. Dickinson. Oh, we forgot Dickinson. No, okay, we got him. Walker. I think we did Walker. Great. Okay, playing catch up. Oh, man. It always bounces down on me. Okay, you guys are okay. I'm pretty far back. Strong, Bartlett with 2 T's. More, whoops, more. Thornton, good one. Hopkins, I think we did. Rhodes, more. Look, you guys came out with more at like exactly the same time. That's great. Middleton is at least 1, if not 2. Burke, Aiden is Burke. Jefferson, I'm sure we did that. I don't know what that G is. I think it's Gary. I think we did Gary, but I will try it again. Just for you, Lauren. Gary, good. Hall, Taylor Hall. Sturgis, not Taylor Hall. He's a hockey player. Having a rough season. Hartley, good one. Clymer, do we? Yeah. Ingersoll, absolutely. Lansing and Yates. Thank you, Ashley. 2 favorites of mine. Kent, Bassett. I think we just did Bassett. Let's do it again. Okay. 3 T's? No. Few? Yeah, we did. Wincoop. That's a tough name. Baldwin. Otis, good one. Okay, Martin, I think we did. Okay, we're under 10 minutes. I gotta catch up to you guys. Hooper, we do. Patterson, New Jersey, named after Patterson from New Jersey. I'm assuming that's Blair, actually. Yeah, okay, yeah, there you go. Heister, good one. Cooper, no, that's a good guess though. Spate, Blount. Oh, must have done Blount. That's definitely a correct answer. William Blount. All the way down. Every time. Every time. All right, but I'm not too far behind you guys. Good, good. You're slowing down. I mean, not great, but good. Keep it up. Pinkney. Dunstone, I think we did. Davy, William Richardson, Davy. Gorham, one of the most underappreciated men at the Constitutional Convention. Thatcher. Wisner. Yes, Henry Wisner from lower upstate New York. Cook. Gaylord, I have not heard that name. Dyer, it's a good guess though. Van Dyke, I think we did it. Grout, yes, absolutely. First telegraph, not electric telegraph. Ames, Fisher Ames, a latecomer the founding, but important. Mitchell, I don't think so. Nice try though. Walton did. Lovell, absolutely. Ash, good one. Rodney, oh, at least 1. Strong, we did. Wincoop, we just did. Holton. Okay. Oh, was it Hol? Oh no. Yeah. Okay, you're just correcting your spelling. Okay. Houston. I'm Houston, and it went down. Great. Back to Houston. Oh, two of you got Wisner. That's great. Houston, Houston, Hudson. No, we did that one. It was with a T too. DeHart. I think we did DeHart. Yeah. But I don't know if we did. Did we do Hart? Yeah. Okay, we did. Low, Dyer, Lloyd, Rutledge. Better. Yeah, we got Rutledge. Okay, good. Good guess though. Definitely important. Dewar, Stone. I'm really happy two people remembered Wisner this week because I don't know if we've ever gotten Wisner in the past. I've been making a stink about it. Folsom, good one. Herring, Yates we just did. Langdon, Langdon's counterpart. They kept switching governor through the 1780s in New Hampshire. Fell. Barrett, Braid, not sure. Yeah. Stockton, we did. Yeah. Hayward, Hudson, yeah, did that one. Borum, yeah, we got Borum too. You got Borum too. That's great. I did make him a founder last week because he's Brooklyn's first Continental Congressman. It's pretty important. Ash, even though Brooklyn wasn't that important at the time. DeWitt, I don't think so, but good guess. Lawrence, absolutely. Henry Lawrence, you must have already gotten him. Clinton, no, they were like at the state level and generals and stuff. Great guess. They were super important, but Lawrence, that's right. Kinsey, cool. Truesdale? No, okay. Jones. No Joneses. Fairly surprising. No Jones. Great, good. 6 minutes. Oh, man. Oh, we're already at 207. Oh, man. Okay. Oh, we just did Galloway. Cadwell. No. St. Clair. There is one that's like a longer Cadwell. It's tough. Ellery. Oh, we didn't have that. Graves. Good guess. Ramsey. Or Ramsey. They were brothers, spelled their last name differently. Neither of them make the list. Braxton. Dawson. Interesting. There it is, Misfit. Cadwallader. Herring. I think we did Herring. Okay. And I'm caught up. I did it. Just in time. It took me 15 minutes to catch up. We're already at 211. So we've already broken our record. I was hoping Brearley, absolutely. Brearley with an E? Yes. So can we get 8 more in 5 minutes? I think we can. Wingate. All right. I'm going to keep an eye over there. First Continental Congress, President of the First Continental Congress, President of the Second Continental Congress. From Virginia. Oh, and his nephew would be at the Constitutional Convention. McHenry, I think we did. Jennifer, did we do it? Yeah, we did it. Mercer, good one. Hanson, good one. President of the Continental Congress, but not the guy we're looking for. Randolph, did we do Randolph? Whammy! There it is. That's actually not who I thought it was. Hanson, did we do? Henson, good guess. Robert Hanson. No, we did Harrison. Never mind. Oh, okay. We missed this guy last week. He was not elected, actually. The secretary for the entire time. First Continental Congress. Second Continental Congress. Sherman is Sherman? Yes. Speaking of Sherman, I don't think we did the guy who signed absolutely everything. King, I think we did. Bartlett, we did. Senny, good one. Conti, interesting. Again, I don't think we did the guy who signed all of the documents that I always like to bring up. Gale. Whoa, we were at 221. We're really doing well. Again, I don't think, I'll give you a hint, from Connecticut. I'm going to check. Oh, we did it. Never mind. Roger Sherman. We got him. Sousa? No, I don't know. That's a little bit of a Spanish sounding name for the American Revolution. Oh, man, we're doing great. Do we get all of, we got all of Virginia. Again, the secretary of everything. I don't know. Trumbull's a good one. Absolutely. I don't know how to, like, the secretary of everything. Except the Constitutional Convention. Thompson, there it is. Thompson, no P, but I'm taking it. Wolcott, did we miss Wolcott? No, good. Hosmer, great one. Pennsylvania, a senator in the first Congress and a congressman in the first Congress. Those are tough. I think we definitely got Lee. We had to get Lee, right? Yeah, okay. Steel. We must have gotten, because that's a correct answer. Massachusetts. I mean, an article signer. Bloodworth. I think we got all the worths. I don't remember what we typed or not. McKean. Got McKean. From New Jersey, a president of the Congress of the Confederation. Hawkins. Yes. Butler. Schuyler. We must have gotten him because he was certainly a president. He was certainly from New York. Yeah, the first Continental, the first Congress. Oh, I'm missing him. Sevier. Yes, Rodney. I think we got. Oh, can we get 4 more? Can we get 230? We're so close. We got a minute and a half. Ingersoll. I think we got. I'll try again for sure. We got Connecticut. We got Maryland. We got Delaware. Brearley, is that what you mean? I think we actually got Brearley, Lauren. I'm pretty sure that's what you mean. I mean, I'll type it in, but that's not a name. You definitely meant Brearley. David Brearley and the Committee of Postponed Parts. All right, we got Rhode Island. Georgia. We are missing 2 article signers. Edwards. Good guess. Absolutely. Barley? No, good. These are great guesses. 1 person from New Hampshire. Okay, we got the big names. Yeah, I'm like grasping at hints because. Oh yes, Boudinot, absolutely. Fleming? No. I like. We got all the declaration signers. Pendleton. That was the one I was thinking about before, but okay, I guess we got it. I think we got Walton. I mean, I'm like at a loss for words because, I mean, they're going to be obvious. We're going to look at these names and be like, of course. Foster we got, because Arian Foster. Massachusetts. Usually we get most of Massachusetts. Telfair. Absolutely. Stanton. Did we do that early on? We did. Hudson we got. Oh, man. 10 seconds. Lovell we did. Yeah, we got Langdon. Hanson. We got. And I'm out of time. I'm a few seconds ahead of you guys. Holy moly. Was that a good time? Livermore's gonna probably won. I mean, we got 228 out of 24. I mean, I don't even 94%. It was pretty good, but no one remembers second best. That is really harsh because we got 228 people game. Don't be mean to us. This is when you give people positive support. Yeah, right, Ashley. Great job, everyone. So John Bannister, like, I don't know, like a stairwell. There's not like a lot to criticize because there's 6 of us now. But really, what, 4 or 5 of us actually answering? Like, that's tough. We don't have Troy or Matt this week. I'm sure if Troy or Matt were here, we probably would have finished it off. Behind my head is Maclay and Scott. Massachusetts, Holton. I mean, we did the Holden. We did Hudson and Houston and Houston. Sedgwick, that one's tough. Partridge is one Matt always says. Leonard. Sounds like a guy's name. Edward Benson, Hawthorne, Sylvester. Like, these are just tough names. Like, Huger. We got all of that. Hartnett, Josh Hartnett. Richard Caswell, that one's familiar. Langworthy, I mean, that's a good one. Samuel Livermore, I think it was Misfit, got right at the end, but I had already finished. So, I mean, we can count that one. But just to point out, we got all of Rhode Island, all of Delaware, all of Connecticut, all of Maryland, all of New Jersey. So 5. We got the entirety of 5 states, plus we only missed Virginia, South Carolina, and Georgia by 1. And New Hampshire by 1. So that's 4. So 9 of the colonies we only missed by, we either got or missed by just 1. So that's really fun. That's pretty great. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you for your support. I'm not going to keep you any longer because I appreciate you dedicating your time to the channel and having fun with me this weekend. I will be back, of course, on Sunday where I will do my weekly review. Look out for my postings on the internet tomorrow. No video tomorrow. Saturdays I take off, but I do repost an old article, and I'm posting one on Oliver Ellsworth, who was a Supreme Court justice of the Supreme Court who goes overseas to do some to end a war. So it's a lot of fun. Lauren, Ashley, Misfit, Ginger, James, if you're still here, anyone else who was watching and not participating, thank you guys so much for your time. I will be back with our weekly wrap-up Sunday at noon.